to start tracking or healthy eating. Next, we're going to look at how to read nutrition labels. This is going to help us understand how we are tracking our calories, our macros, and the quality of our food. A serving size tells you the nutrition facts based on that measurement. Here you can see the serving is 100 grams. Other labels you can see the serving size is a certain number of pieces, cups, teaspoons, or it may even be the entire package. However, it is not always the entire package. All the information on this label is going to be based on this one serving size. It should also tell you how many servings are in the package. Don't be tricked by thinking the nutrition label is based on the whole package. Calories. Again, you're going to see the number of calories. It's going to be based on one serving size. Fat, you're going to see the total number of fat, and underneath you're going to see the total number of saturated fat. Generally, we want to avoid trans fats. Carbohydrates, we need them for energy and nutrients, especially when working out. It's important we choose the right types of carbs. Generally, minimize the added sugar. Fiber, we want to get more fiber in our diet. However, the foods that are the best sources of fiber don't typically have the labels on them, like fruits and veggies. We want to get more fiber in our diet, but some people will want to ease into this, especially if you've struggled with gut issues. Protein, we're trying to get a lot of protein when working on healing and building muscle. Getting protein in is vital. Then you're going to see vitamins and minerals, the micronutrients, all of which are essential for proper functioning. Ingredients are at the bottom. The shorter the list, the better. The more you recognize food as food, the better. Tons of unfamiliar ingredients likely means it's highly processed. Don't neglect reading the ingredients. As you go through these labels more and more often, it gets easier. You can go ahead and practice right here. Can you tell what is highly processed? Portion size and building your plate. A portion size is how much you put on your plate. Your portion can be more or less than the serving size on the label. You'll have to take that into account when you are building your plate. If you are going to be counting calories, it's going to be good that you learn how to measure a proper serving size. This can be measured in cups, teaspoons, tablespoons, and most accurately grams with a scale. If you're not going to be counting calories, it's going to be important that you're able to estimate a proper portion size just to be aware of how much you're consuming. Your plate should roughly consist of 1/3 protein, 1/3 veggies or fruit, 1/3 grains, with some type of fat. It could be added, but it can already be in your meal as well. I said roughly because it does not have to be perfect, and depending on your goals, it may look a little bit different. Building a healthy plate is going to be important if you're counting calories or doing healthy lifestyle. Each portion on your plate will look like 1 to 2 palms protein equals 3 to 6 ounces, fistful of fruit equals 1 cup, 2 fists of veggies equals 2 cups, 1 finger equals 1 ounce of cheese, cheese is not required, handful of carbs equals 1/3 cup, end of your thumb of fat equals 1 tablespoon. How to eat healthy during the week. Prepare. We should be eating 3 to 5 times per day. That's a lot of eating, a lot of preparation, and a lot of time. We eat frequently to ensure that we're getting adequate nutrition, but also so that you don't snack on junk during the day and at night. This is going to be especially important for you late night snackers. This is also a part of your first habit we'll discuss at the end of the section. The more prepared you are, the better you'll do. Being prepared is going to be especially important if you're very busy, because I know a lot of us are. To eat healthy during the week, plan out what you're eating ahead of time, and if possible, prepare it. Write a list of all the things that you need and go to the grocery store when you are not hungry. This can also help you save money. You won't buy extra food that will go to waste, and you don't buy extra junk food that you don't need and can hinder your progress. Meal prep. If you prepare your food, you are more likely to stay on track with your healthy habits. You're less likely to grab something quick, wait too long to eat, binge later, or eat something that's not as desirable. You can have healthy protein items available for you to grab quickly. You'll find that protein is one of the major keys in all of this, but can also be very hard to get in. Having it prepared just sets you up for success. At the end of the section, you'll see a sample shopping list with a variety of my favorite foods to provide nutrients to your body and help you achieve all of your body composition goals. You'll also see recipe and meal prep options so you know how to execute your goals. You may also add in there extra whole fruit and vegetables that you particularly enjoy. Another major key in all of this. My suggestion is set aside a day or two throughout the week where you either prepare your food, like cut up fruits and veggies, or cook for a few days. Make food for a few days of the week. You can divide it and keep it in the fridge, or freeze some for later in the week. If you're making food for the entire week, I would freeze anything that would be stored any longer than 3 days so it doesn't go bad. I'll tell you again what to do at the end of the section. How to shop. Ideally, when we're shopping, we want to stay on the outside of the grocery store. This is where you'll find produce and meat. Typically, when the only thing in the ingredients is the thing that you're buying, or a very short list of ingredients, this is good. This is what's considered whole food. These will have nutritional values that may or may not be on the packaging, but you can easily look it up. For example, apples, broccoli, meat from the butcher, potatoes, peppers, salmon. You can get the idea. You can find some good things in the aisle as well, but be careful of the processed food. It's not all bad, just look at the ingredients. Highly processed foods will likely have more ingredients. When we see a ton of unfamiliar ingredients, ingredients that sound like chemicals, not food, those are the things we want to limit. I know it's easier said than done, but do what you can. When buying whole foods, this means you may have to cook a little bit more, which is where the meal prep comes into play. It's better if you plan out what you need ahead of time based on the recipes. So, make a list of all the food items that you need. If you're just starting out, I would suggest 1 to 2 recipes to prepare. Most people tend to skip lunch or breakfast, so preparing either of these two will ensure that you get the proper amount of nutrition at these meals. Emphasize your protein and veggies. In a perfect world, we would cook all of our food. Knowing what goes into our food and how it's made is very important, but unfortunately, we live such busy lives, and sometimes that's not how it works. It's easier sometimes to have the prepackaged or frozen food. It's not all bad, but the more we know, the more we can make better decisions. Just like anything, the more often you read these, the better you get at it. I want you to get better at looking at these labels, looking at the serving size, and looking what's in your food.